There are some really big things going on for Link right now that everybody needs to be aware of. Big integrations taking place, bullish flips happening, and massive accumulation that could set the price direction of Link moving forward. And I want to talk about that with you guys. We also need to talk about where price could in fact be trying to tackle in the not so distant future. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So I think this is the first time that we've actually talked about Link in a dedicated video. I had a lot of requests to discuss it. And right now, a lot of people are gaining a lot of interest with some of the major announcements that have happened. We obviously know about a week ago, there was a major announcement surrounding the integration of GDP data with Chainlink. And that's a pretty darn big deal. It brought a lot of optics to Link, and it's finally helping it really, I think, garner the attention it deserves in this market cycle. I would say that in this market cycle alone, Link has not been able to do what it should be able to do. And that's the case for a lot of assets in the space. You know, it climbed from down in the depths of the bear market from $5 up to about 22, did incredibly well, came back down to about 8, ran up to about 30, but hasn't really been able to make that next big extension yet, trying to, again, tackle its all-time high. But could that be in the not so distant future? There are a lot of things that are very positive, pointing in the right direction. Another major integration that people need to be aware of is public AI. This is strengthening the network by merging Oracle data with AI-driven prediction systems. And because of all these things that Link has been doing, because of all the partnerships, because of all the integrations, what you are seeing is this massive accumulation, especially from whales. In fact, whales, just over the last 48 hours, actually accumulated 1.25 million Link. This is from holders that hold between 100,000 to 1 million of Link themselves. And we can see that, you know, throughout basically July into now the start of September, this has been rising. So they're taking advantage of the dips, they're building their position, and they're typically ending up with more Link than when they started. And this has been the very recurring thing is, you know, buy the dips, prep for the rips, right? And what we're starting to see that is really working in Link's favor is we are starting to see things flip bullish. So first of all, Link right now is actually fighting this 20-day moving average. For most assets, this is a focal point of resistance, focal point of support. And you guys can see that up until about, oh gosh, what day was that? Friday the 29th. We were seeing Link actually hold support above this 20-day moving average after having this very nice rip from the start of August. Now it has been a focal point of resistance, and it is continuing to bang its head on it day after day after day. And right now, at the time of filming this video, we are sitting basically directly on top of this. Could this in fact be where Link starts to get a bit of an extension? What I will say here is we actually just had a bullish flip on daily stochastic RSI. That is a pretty darn big deal. This tends to lead to pumps in assets. In fact, take a look back here, take a look back at the last time Link was in the oversold range in terms of stochastic RSI, and we got this bullish flip. This was the start of August, and this obviously led us on, you know, a pretty significant rally. We ran actually about 80%. We ran all the way up to about $28 or so, and then, of course, we dealt with a little bit of retracement in the crypto market. But again, things are getting pretty loud in the space. We've seen Link actually flip to the bullish side in terms of open interest. Right now, there's about a 2% imbalance to the long side in terms of leverage. That is a really darn big deal. In terms of spot trading, what's happening with exchanges? Just take a look at this last chunk from August. This has been some of the largest removal of supply from exchanges we have ever seen in terms of Link, and that's a pretty darn big deal. In fact, look at these last several weeks here. You guys can see $110 million worth of Link removed from exchanges the week of August 24th. And you guys can see the about $90 million actually removed the week of August 17th. So people are buying and hoarding. And this has become a very recurring theme, and I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about this in terms of other assets. But what we're seeing is a lot of signals that we're getting ready to go on an extension in the market. Will it happen? Maybe. I will say there's obviously some big things that are going to cause some volatility as the week progresses. We know that just on Friday, we're going to have the jobs report. That's going to be a big thing that is going to determine the direction of price, probably leading into the following week, because the Fed is paying close attention to this data. It is what they're probably going to be used to determine whether they're going to do a rate cut in the weeks following that. We obviously know that we have a CPI PPI report the following week as well. So we're getting into now 3 weeks that are going to be pretty big for the market. And frankly, if things things continue to go our way, you could see Link start to extend and actually break some prices that we haven't seen since last market cycle. I want to remind everybody that the high of this cycle is right at about $31 or so. That's not that far of an extension for Link right now. That's about what, 30% or so. Yeah, about a 30% move would in fact get us there. And then we start to enter a little bit of discovery. There is not much in terms of resistance between basically that $31 level and the all-time high, right? So that could in fact be where we're headed on this next rally. Things are pretty loud. People are very excited because of these things that are taking place with this, government embrace, institutional embrace is coming as well. And frankly, guys, I'm excited about where we're headed towards. Okay. I lost my train of thought if you guys couldn't tell, but we still have not seen retail enter the space yet. So all this has been just really enterprise and government interest and the rotation of capital in the market. And we're finally starting to see Link actually separate itself from others. So that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below. What do you think is coming next? Are we going to continue on this beautiful ride that we've been on here in basically the back half of 2025? But have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.